Welcome into March, everyone. Throughout the winter, we didn't get much in the used vehicle section and no contracts, so all we did was tote water to the greenhouses and sell off some of our greenhouse products, which we definitely need to do today. It's been a couple of months since I've sold anything off, so that is going to be where we start. We'll take this up there, get it all loaded up on the trailer, and get everything sold. All right, it has started raining as we were loading up all of our vegetables here. Well, we'll get these hauled down to the farm sale and get them offloaded and see how much we can get. Hoping for a pretty big payday here. Probably not going to be big enough, unfortunately. All right, that gets us up to 65,000. Pretty good. Not bad at all. But still 30,000 short from buying that other field. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get that this spring. It's going to have to wait until after we sell our soybeans, which sell for their highest at March. But it'd be really nice to just go ahead and have that other part of the field make this one big field. So I might sell off one trailer load early just to get us the cash that we need. Oh, it was already full. So I'm going to haul this water, get all these greenhouses topped off here, and then check to see what price is going to be for the soybeans here in March. I know it's going to be pretty low, but if we can get enough that we can top off or get enough to buy that other field and still have enough for the fertilizer and lime and stuff that we're going to need, then that would be fantastic. So, ouch. We'll go down here to prices, go down to soybeans. It looks like the farmer's market is selling the best. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and take one tipper load to the farmer's market this month while it's raining and I really can't do any field work anyway. That way we can go ahead and get that other field bought, get it all plowed in, get it joined up, and then we've got a lot of cultivating and fertilizing and liming to get done this month in order to start planting. And I think I'm going to go with sorghum this year on this. I think we're going to go with a big sorghum field. Ultimately, soybeans would pay out more, but it's fun to change up the crops. And I know I talked about doing spinach. I just don't. Until there's a mod out for the harvester, I just don't know that spinach is really going to be a viable option. Not for the amount of time it's going to take to harvest. I've done it once and it was honestly kind of like watching paint dry. It took forever. The payout was amazing, but the amount of time it took was just ridiculous. But we'll go ahead and get this put away, get hooked up to the tipper, and then we'll take a load of soybeans over to the farmer's market and get some money here. So I'll see you guys when we get done. All right, while I was hooking up to the tipper, I thought, oh, I should probably check contracts. And we have some pretty high paying contracts. This one's 8,600 and it's only $400 to borrow the items. So we're going to go ahead and borrow the items for that one. And this one is $600 to borrow the items. That's still well over 4,000 for a contract. So we're going to go ahead and borrow the items for that one as well. And that one pays out 2,400. So I think we will also accept that one. And I can use my own tractor and plow for that. So we'll go ahead and get these beans hauled. Get this one tipper load of beans hauled while it's raining, and then when it's done raining, we will get the contracts all taken care of. All right, we're over here at the farmer's market. Let's see how much we get for this load of soybeans here. All right, that gave us 48,000. And that will be enough to buy the farmland that I wanted. Field 42, so we will go ahead and buy that. And we need to get that plowed in. We need to get these 3 contracts taken care of. All right, we're back here at the shop now, and I have hooked up the John Deere to the hoe so that we can go to field 93 and get that contract done. I know it's still raining, but I don't believe it's going to matter, and especially for the contracts, I don't believe that it's going to matter. So I'm going to take a look at my map, figure out where 93 is. Okay. That one's way down south. So I'll get headed down there and get this thing going. See, yep, my beacons work. So, all right. I'll get down there, get this going, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get this one started. All right, we made it down here to field 93, and I'm going to go ahead and set up a worker to run this one. That looks good. Get him going. Get out of his way. All right, and while he's doing that one, I will go ahead and run back to the shop and grab the other leased equipment so that we can go down to field 49. Well, we're back here at the shop, hooking up the leased equipment, and we'll run it on down to field 49 here. That is just down the road, and nice and close, easy to get to. And I will also hire a worker up on this contract. Oh, forgot my beacons. Get my beacons going. And I see we're still running over random stuff now. So while this unfolds, go ahead and pull up the AI worker again. Select OK. And we'll get him going. And that'll be 2 contracts. Now, I need to jump in my Challenger and grab my plow, and we're going to head over to field 61 and get that field taken care of. Oh. All right, where do I need to go? That's all the way up north. So we'll head this up there and get that plowing done. And unfortunately, the Challenger does not have beacons that you can turn on. There's no way to run hazards on console. But on the bright side, it has stopped raining. So I will probably go ahead and turn my time down. I've been running at 10x speed, and I normally run real time just to make sure I have enough time to get everything done. But when it's raining, I will speed the time up just to get it over with. But we're going to have to find a spot to cut through here. Yep, run over the neighbor's fence. Alright, go up here. And here we are. So this is a field that I will go ahead and plow myself. That way I'm actually doing something. So I will see you guys when we get this one done. Alright, just checking in here, and we do have one contract completed. So we'll go ahead and go up to our contracts, and we will get that one collected. And we have a stone picking contract, a sowing contract, that both look interesting. So I'll go ahead and get up here and get turned around, and I think we'll probably accept the sowing contract and first, and then we'll go ahead and accept that stone picking contract and see if I'm definitely going to have to lease the equipment for the stone picking, but I'm not sure about the sowing. I didn't look hard enough to see which one it was, so. But I'll get myself turned around here, get this going, and that's sowing. Sowing, there we go. That is peas, and I do not believe my planter will do peas, so we will have to borrow that equipment, and the stone picking, we also need to borrow that equipment. So I will go ahead and borrow the equipment for the stone picking. We'll do that one first. And then, oh, I do have another plowing. Oh, that's active. Never mind. Sorry about that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get this done, and then I will switch over to that other leased equipment and get the stone picking done. Finishing up this last 5% here. When we get this done, I'm going to go ahead and jump in the vehicle menu and take a look at the planter that I have. I'm fairly certain it doesn't do peas, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do believe those have to be seeded in, not planted. If they can be planted, I'll just go ahead and use my own equipment. But if I need a seeder, I don't own one, so I will have to borrow the equipment to finish off that contract. But we do have quite a bit of herbicide and fertilizer and lime that we're going to need to buy to get my field ready. We also have to get my field plowed in. finish that whole section off into one piece. So we do have a lot of work to do. And that is it for this contract. So we will collect that one. Let's see, we have the sowing, weeding on 30. Okay, so we have weeding on 30 that can also be done. Yep, I don't think any of those contracts are actually worth the time. So I will go ahead and drive this back. Then I can jump in that other leased equipment and go get the stone picking set up and get that going. And I'll leave the plow on because I do need to get my field all plowed in. So that'll be next for my equipment. All right, we're over here at the shop again. And we need to get this tractor and the stone picker down to field 8. Which, by down, I'm pretty sure that is up. Yep, that is up north of here. So we will get this thing up there and get this hired up on a worker. I'm hoping I don't need to use that trailer. Really hoping this thing will go ahead and take care of all of that stuff for me. Or I guess, hopefully this stone picker has big enough capacity that it's not a big deal. And it'll hold all the stones and we won't have to transport anything. And you can see our other AI worker working away in that field, getting all that weeding done, even though there's no weeds in that field. Whoop. And there's that awesome steering. Getting better at it, getting used to it. It's still not great. But we'll go ahead. This unfolded. And we'll get him going. So while he's doing that, we'll run over to my tractor here. And we will get this last little bit of field here plowed in. All right, we're finishing up this last bit of plowing here to get this last field tied in with our field and get it all into one big field. And while we were doing that, we had another contract finish. So we will go ahead and collect that one. And we're just waiting on that stone picking to finish. So now that this is all one big field, I'm going to go ahead and get the fertilizer thrown down on it. And that'll give us our one layer of fertilizer starting out. And then I'll do a second layer next month when we plant. And that'll give us our 2 layers of fertilizer that we need. And I'll also get the herbicide sprayed next month right after we plant as well. So I'll get rid of that plow. And I got to dig my fertilizer spreader out yet. Well, actually lime. I did forget about lime. We'll start with lime. I like to put the lime down first. I don't think it matters. It's just what I always did in FS22, so that's what I'm going to do now in FS25. So you don't have to do lime every year. You can do it every 3 years, but every year you don't do it, you do take about a 30% hit on yield. And I just don't think that's worth it. So we'll get this fired up and get this field limed. I'm just checking in on our worker here doing the stone picking, and he's only 49% full with 64% of the contract done. So I do not believe we will have to attend to him at all. We'll just let him get these stones picked and get the contract finished. So I'll go ahead and finish filling this up with lime, and then I'll get back to liming our field. All right, that last contract is completed, so we'll go ahead and get that collected. And oh, we do have a new fertilizing contract for Field 87. That's worth $4,300, and we don't need to borrow the item, so we can just accept that one. That's not a bad little payout for, I'm guessing, 3 passes, 2.5 passes. I'll definitely take that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and finish liming my field. So we got to get more lime bought here. And there we go. So we'll start getting this filled up. We'll get my field limed, and then we'll move on to the fertilizing. Get that contract done first, and then I'll fertilize my own field. I'm going to take a look at the crop calendar here. Now we can plant oats this month, and we can get straw from oats. In a field this size, that's a lot of straw bales. So I think that's the direction we're going to go. I think I'm going to go ahead and go oats this time. And we will do soybeans and sunflowers like the original plan some other time. That is the, I suppose, beauty of farming is in a moment's notice, everything can change. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead with this field being as big as it is. I really thought about doing spinach, but God, spinach harvesting sucks so much. I just don't think I've got it in me, to be honest. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and do the oats. We don't have to change harvesters. We don't have to change anything like that. Everything will be good to go. Why do I feel like there should be another line here? Because there should be. What's going on? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I got to figure it out. So, still getting used to this GPS yet. Getting used to how everything works. But we'll go ahead, finish this load off. It should be pretty close to getting this field done. Hoping it'll get everything finished off here. And then we can switch over to fertilizing. Okay, we're filling up with our last load of lime that we're going to need for my field. And I've been bouncing back and forth between what to plant. And as much as I don't want to do it, I do think going ahead and doing spinach one time, one season is going to be the right move. It's going to help us expand, buy more fields, and hopefully never have to think about spinach again. So it is the second highest payout crop due to the fact that you harvest it twice in the season. And with that being said, as big as our field is, that should give us a really good, nice chunk of change so that we can go ahead and start buying more fields and creating a second nice big field. And hopefully upgrade some equipment. We'll see where the income actually is. But we're still dealing with that $500,000 loan. And until that's paid back, I really don't have the ability to borrow more money or the desire to borrow more money, I should say. So this will be what we're going to do. I'm going to have to lease a seeder because you need a seeder to put it in the ground, and all I have is a planter. So I'm going to take a huge gamble. I'm going to sell my planter because it is getting too small to run what we have. So I want to upgrade the planter anyway. But I'm going to sell it, lease a seeder, and then hopefully our greenhouses generate enough income that I can lease the harvester twice this year. And I might go ahead, we'll see later this summer, whenever that first harvest does come around, I might go ahead and get rid of that Brantner tipper and elect for something a little bigger. But it's all going to depend on where the finances are. But I do feel like this is going to be a big gamble. However, I think the big gamble will pay off in the end. And we will be able to start expanding much, much bigger than what we currently are. All right, this is the last pass for our lime, and it is done. And I will definitely be shutting lime off pretty soon. It is so monotonous, slow, boring. So I don't know if I'll maybe go another season with putting lime on. We'll see. But for now, my plan will definitely be to shut it off here at some point. So we'll go ahead and get this lime spreader put away, and I'll get my fertilizer spreader dug out because we still have that fertilizing contract that needs to be taken care of. And we also need to fertilize our own field before we get to cultivating. And spinach can be planted here in March, so we still have a lot of work to get done if we're going to make this gamble pay off. So I'll go ahead and drop this by the house, grab that fertilizer spreader, and head over to the contract field. Okay, we're down here at the contracted field to spread fertilizer, so we'll go ahead and get this lined up and get this knocked out. It looks like it's going to be 3 passes, and that won't take much, won't take very long, and it'll be a quick couple of grand. I think it was right around 4,000. Okay, this should be my last pass for this contract. We're going to get this knocked out. We still need to fertilize my field, get it cultivated, get it seeded, and get it sprayed. But you're going to have to wait until the next episode to see all of that get done. I think getting this field done will be a perfect quitting spot. So if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And let me know what you think about me planting spinach this season. Do you think the gamble's worth it? But until next time, I'll see you guys later.